and his attorneys are an interesting group of people. And I'm not saying that they're bad or evil people, but he does have a group of attorneys here that are working for him. So he's got a couple of attorneys here. And the first one's Robert Raskoff. And then he's got Patricia Patino. And they both have Florida bar numbers. But then you have Andrew Bretler. And you have Jake Kamara. Andrew Bretler is the attorney who's represented a lot of people, including Prince Andrew. Yes, that Prince Andrew. Danny Masterson. Brian Singer. He's represented a lot of people in the Me Too situation. He's actually, you might say, well, some of those people got burned. It's like, yeah, but Danny Masterson, the facts are bad. The facts are bad. So Andrew Bretler has experience in defending these types of cases. He has experience in these types of things. So it's something to consider that he's got pretty high-powered legal counsel. He didn't just get a penny lawyer. He got a dollar lawyer. But these attorneys did put together a answer. And at this point, the way this works, you have to file your answer. You have to file basically response. So this is defendant Stephen K. Bennell, buying through the undersigned counsel, answers to the complaint filed in this action as follows. The nature of the action. And they say deny. Now, is there anything wrong with that? Well, we have to go back. What did Pxie say? What did Pxie say in her lawsuit, in her complaint? So this whole thing here, this action seeks to hold the defendant accountable for his unauthorized, intentional, and lawful disclosure and dissemination of images and sexually explicit videos of the plaintiff. Right there already, you're going to deny this. If I'm Destiny, we didn't do that. It wasn't unlawful. Deny. That's all you have to do. You just say, deny. Now, that's not true. That's all you do. You say right there, this alone. This part here. And chat, this is the interesting thing I think you guys need to understand when you're looking at this. If there's only one part of a sentence in this entire thing that's not true, you can deny the entire thing. If you guys go through when we covered lawsuits, you see a lot of times you have very well entitled things. And I try to do this when I've put together a complaint. If you're going to make a statement, fine, but boom, 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 boom. You don't just go like bleh, like a big thing. You could break this down. Like, could this be 3 or 4 paragraphs? Sure. It doesn't have to be one. The problem is when you do this as one, if you could deny any of it, you deny the whole thing. That's your fault for drafting it the way you draft it. Now they talk about paragraph 2, response 2. The corresponding paragraph, the complaint states a legal conclusion to which no response is required. Well, what did Pxie say? Well, we go back to here. The plaintiff brings his claims pursuant to the Intimate Image Protection Act. And they talk about all the things here. Yeah, I wouldn't even argue this is a legal conclusion, but yeah, this doesn't require a response. He deny. There's only 3 paragraphs in that. So let's look at them. So jurisdiction and venue. They're saying the court is subject matter jurisdiction under 28 U.S.C. 1331 because this action arises under the United States, including 15 U.S.C. 6851, the Intimate Image Protection Act. Well, ultimately, and I'm going to kind of spoil this, they're saying this is not correct. This law does not apply. So, you don't want to admit, no, you don't have jurisdiction. You can't say we agree with what they're saying because when you admit, you're stipulating to that being true. So no, we're denying the jurisdiction here. The court has supplemental jurisdiction over the state law claims because they arise of the same nucleus of operative facts as the federal claims. Well, once again, this is where I think they're getting to the point of we're not agreeing to shit. And also, if we think the federal charge is not correct, then the court has no jurisdiction. So we're denying again. Now, you guys might say, well, these are pretty concise. Yes, nice and broken down, nice and easy. But it's not working here. It's not working. So they say venue is proper pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1391 because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the claim occurred within this district and he's subject to personal jurisdiction. Well, no, we're not agreeing to that. How the fuck do we know that happened here? There's no proof it happened. One, and number two, we're not agreeing to shit. And to be fair, guys, I have dealt with attorneys where your response, their answer back is just deny, 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 deny. Like they like have Nick's favorite word, deny, all the way through, almost to the point of the defendant in this is named Bob Oberson, and they go deny. So in the parties here, the parties for number 6, this is an acceptable answer. You can admit, deny, or you're without knowledge. So they lack knowledge or information sufficient to admit or deny the allegation in this complaint. And on that basis, we have to deny it. This is what they'll say. We'd have lacked knowledge or information, so we deny it. Well, what are they doing? Okay, so are we denying it? Yeah. Because Jane Doe is a citizen of the United States. I don't know that. We don't know that. It's a resident of Miami-Dade County, Florida. You said she's operating under a pseudonym. I don't know who the fuck it is. She's bringing this complaint anonymously due to the intimate and sensitive nature of the materials for which the subject matter of the complaint. Now, they might disagree with this part here, but remember, this whole, the whole thing, we don't know, we're denying. Defendant Stephen Bonnell is a citizen of the United States and a resident of Miami Beach, Florida. Well, they get to that one, and they do say we admit except to the misspelling of his name. Okay. So in this case, they did Stephen instead of Stephen. PH. There's no V. There's a V, not a PH. But they say, yeah, other than that, yes, we actually agree with that. He is who he is. So now we move on to the factual allegations. Number 8, they deny. Number 9, they lack knowledge or information sufficient to form, to admit or deny the allegation. Number 10, they deny. Number 11, they lack information or knowledge sufficient to form a belief. And on that basis, we deny again. The defendant notes the videos were recorded at the plaintiff's request. Now, this is where you can answer partially and not partially. So we're going to cover 8, 9, 10, and 11 here. So Destiny's saying a bunch of this is bullshit, but he is saying but for the record, she asked me to record it. So there you go. Now, this is the thing here for Destiny. So he denies 8. Number 9, we don't have any information there. Number 10, we deny. Number 11, we have no information sufficient to form a belief. Therefore, we deny. And then, but also, she told us to record it. Okay, so Pxie said to record it. Now, here's where you get to Bonnell, also known as Destiny. It's a live streamer and commentator. Now, here's where you could deny. Does he have over 840,000 subs on YouTube? Maybe he has less. He has a huge following on X, Kick, Reddit, and Discord. Well, what does that mean? There's over 700,000 followers on his Twitch channel. I don't know what that means. But here's something they could say due to hateful conduct. Anything in here, if they determine that's not correct and they believe it's not correct, they can go deny. We're not answering it. Plaintiff, known online as Pxie, is also a live streamer as well as influencer. They're like, oh, we don't know who the she is. And, they say she's Pxie, but I don't know. She has 15,000 followers on X, and Twitch, she has 10,000. They're like, I don't know, maybe, sure. We don't know. Now they talk about number 10, that Pxie began conversing with Destiny at a time when she was 19 and Destiny was 33. They're going to deny that, as they did. Now, they point out that approximately after 2 years, on or about September 12th, 2020, after multiple conversations about consent and boundaries, well, they don't know the answer to that. She engaged in relations with Bonnell. She was inexperienced. We don't know if she was inexperienced and only had physical relations with one other person. They don't know who. I don't know. This is at the time that they had sexual relations. During this one occasion, Bonnell recorded videos of him and her engaging in sexual conduct. This is the one spot where they're saying, yes, it's true, but she told us to do it. The rest of this is kind of like, oh. And they could have broken this up a little bit. They could have probably broken that up a little bit. So some of you might say, well, they're going like, actually, it's like, no, that's actually fair. That's a fair way to answer these. Now, moving on here. Number 12, he denies. Number 13, he lacks knowledge or information. 14 lacks knowledge or information. 15 lacks knowledge or information. For Destiny, you could argue this is very apropos. He lacks knowledge and information. And then, so you have 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16 he denies. So let's go over to what Pxie said. So 12, unbeknownst at the time, Benel disseminated through electronic means one of the videos to a 19-year-old woman using the screen name Rose. They're denying the allegation. Rose was a random fan of Benel's on his Discord platform that reached out to him. Benel had never met Rose, despite knowing nothing, not even knowing her name. He intentionally shared the video of Rose without knowledge or consent. Remember, chat, he could say anything in here he believes in good faith. Anything in here is not correct. Deny. So that's a problem when you do these bigger kind of things. Although I understand this is hard to break up into little pieces. It's hard to do that, and it's hard to break this up and that up, but that's the thing. And then on or about November 29th, the explicit videos of plaintiff that were shared were uploaded on the website Kiwi Farms. The video was also uploaded to other places, and this is where they could say, we don't know where it went to, Not Fans, Thought Hub, PornBiz, EPOG, and Aramy. The caption on the different platforms identify both Destiny and Pxie, and her face is visible. They're like, if this isn't, this is the problem when you put all this shit in there. I don't know. We don't know, so we deny. This is what this turns into, chat. And somebody here is making Augusto saying, they could say she was 19 years old. Like, maybe he didn't know. He just knew she was over 18. I don't know. Maybe she told him she was 20. Maybe he's got different things. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know the answer to that. So, 14, shortly after the video is posted, various friends and random followers of plaintiff informed her about the dissemination of the video. Some of the messages were very accusatory. Destiny saying, I don't know. And she's shocked, humiliated, and mortified by the dissemination of the video. They're like, what do you want us to answer with? What do you want me to say? 15, as of today's date, the video has been viewed on the Not Fan site over 10,000 times. And all these other sites, they're like, I don't know what the hell's there. And that's an answer. That's an acceptable answer. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on other websites. So once again, you just go ahead and put it as a question mark. You're saying, like, we don't have no information for that.